Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with a complete walkthrough for the Tower of Babil. This is the second dungeon, a level 83 dungeon in Endwalker. It requires a item gear level 505 to enter and drops 530 level gear. Now, when you first start off, after you go through some cutscenes, you fight some, normal, typical trash mobs. None of them are really that difficult, except that this level is kind of cramped quarters. But if you pull them all, you can burn them down and really have no problem and get straight to the first boss. Now, the first boss of this dungeon is Barnabas. He looks like a Frankenstein monster. His first move he does is Ground and Pound, which is a line AoE. He'll face whoever he's going to attack and bring his arm back, and you can see he's telegraphing it. Just get out of his way before he sets it off, and you'll be fine. Next is the move known as Dynamic Scrap Line, where you'll either get a positive or a negative marker over your head, and the boss will have one on him as well. Pay close attention to the marker that's on the boss. Now, if yours is the opposite of what the boss has, you'll get pulled towards him, and if it's the same, you'll get pushed away. Just make sure you're either close enough to him so you get pushed back to where you don't get knocked in the outside of the area, or pulled in too close to get hit by his AoE, and you'll be fine. Next is a move known as Shocking Force. Best way to describe this, it's a stack marker. You see it, everybody stack, you'll be okay. Next up is a move known as Dynamic Pound, where you'll get tethered to the boss, and it'll act like Dynamic Scrap Line. So basically, treat it the same way because you'll have the positive and negative icons over your head. Just do that to make sure that you're either pushed away or not pulled too close to them to avoid the AoEs. Next up is Thunder Call, where 4 orbs will appear at the north, south, east, and west of the arena, and after a while they will go off and set off big circular AoEs and explode. Just make sure that you pretty much stand out of the way, you'll be fine. But he does immediately follow Thunder Call with something known as Rolling Scrap Line, which is a point-blank AoE that appears around the boss. So make sure you're not like super close to the boss and you avoid those, and pretty much you'll be okay. Those are really the only moves that Barnabas does. You'll be able to burn him down rather quickly and get to your second set of trash mobs. Now, the second set of trash mobs mixes it up a little bit, but not by much. Once again, as long as you have a decent group of people, you can pull a large group of them and burn them down fairly easily. Now, after you get through the second set of trash mobs, you're on to the next boss, Dr. Lugi. That's what I'm calling him, Dr. Lugi. It's Lugi or whatever. The first move that this boss will set off is Thermal Suppression. It's basically a room-wide AoE of moderate damage. Just heal through it, you should be okay. Next is a move known as Magitech Missile. He will fire 2 missiles up in the air, and after a while, there'll be 2 random AoEs that'll appear on the ground. Just avoid them, you should be fine. Next is a move known as Magitech Ray. Basic issue line AoE. Just avoid it. And next up is a move known as Magitech Explosive, where these giant spike balls will appear on the outside of the arena, and after a while they set off and they shoot across the arena in line AoEs in 4 different directions. Just pretty much try to find a space in between them, and you'll be fine. Now, the next move is known as Downpour. Now, this is what's involving those 2 special little squares in front of the boss. Now, Downpour will cast Breathless and Slow on you. Now, if you reach a stack of 8, you'll die. So you have to go and touch the green square that'll turn you into a frog. And don't worry, it only lasts for like 20 seconds, but that's about how long the move is. So about the time when the move is over, you'll turn out of a frog and you'll be fine. Next is a move known as Magitech Chakram. Now, this is the time when you want to touch the purple square that will shrink you down to a little itty-bitty character to avoid these giant attacks that'll go over your head. As long as you hit the purple one and shrink down, once the move is over, touch the purple square again and you'll turn back to normal. And those really are basically the only really moves you have to worry with Dr. Lugi. And you'll beat him and get on to your third and final set of trash mobs. Now, the third set of trash mobs is a little bit different because of the way the area is. You'll have to watch out for these giant claw hand things that come down and will smash you. As long as you don't stay in the circular areas, pull the mobs into like one of the little areas in between the circular areas, and you'll be able to burn them down, no problem. Just watch out for the claw guys, but then you'll be on to the third and final boss of this dungeon. The third and final boss of this dungeon is Anima, and there's two different phases for this boss battle. First up in phase 1, you'll cast a move known as Lunar Nail, where these nails will appear in the arena, and after time they will connect a tether to each of the nails, boxing off areas. All you have to do is avoid the boxed in area, because once they actually box the whole area off, the next move you'll set off is Phantom Pain, which pretty much sets off damage if you happen to be in those boxed off square areas. Next up is a move known as Mega Graviton. It's basic room-wide AoE, just heal through it. Next is a move named Peter Patrie. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but it's a line AoE that goes straight down the center of the area. Now, he normally follows this with a move known as Ethereal Pull, where he will tether you to a Void Orb. Now, the trick to this is just to move super far away from your orb until the color of the tether that's connected you changes to orange. And once you do that, once the move is activated, you'll get pulled towards the orb. If you're far enough away from it, you'll be fine. You won't take any damage. Next up is a move known as Boundless Pain, where you'll get pulled to the center of the arena and this big mega AoE blast will just keep happening. And once you get pulled to the middle, get the heck out of the middle and you should be fine. That's really all you have to do with this one. Now, at this point, give or take, he'll go into phase 2, where he will pull you to the underground area, the another realm or whatever it is, and you'll see that he'll have a chaos meter that starts filling up. Now, this is where you have to burn him down as fast as possible, because if that chaos meter gets up way too high or gets all the way completely filled, once he finishes this area, it'll basically be a raid-wide wipe. Now, during this, while you're trying to beat him, he'll naturally do different moves. First up is something known as Obliterating Claw, where these claws will come out and form on the outside of the arena. All you have to do is try to find a space in between where the claws are, because after a while they will take off and go flying across the arena, and basic line AoEs that can crisscross later on, but just find a gap in between them and you'll be fine. Next up is a move known as Coffin Scratch, where two players will get these circle icons over their head, and once this move is activated, these claws will pop up and keep following you for a little amount of time. So if you are someone that has one of these icons, try to lead them away on the outside of the arena. That way the other players don't get in the middle of them and don't get hurt. Now, the next move is Oblivion. Now, this is basically what he was charging up to do. And based on how much of the, meter is full, is how much damage you'll take. As long as you beat him and beat this rather quickly, he won't do really that much damage to you. And you should be able to, just burn right through it. Now, after this, he'll send you back to the normal area and the fight will continue. Most all of his moves are the same, but he will add a new one known as Erupting Pain. And that's basically where each character will get a personal AoE circle on them. All you want to do is just spread out before they go off and you're fine. It's rinse and repeat for this. Like I said, you only go to the alternate dimension to fight his lower half one time. Other than that, you should be able to burn down and beat Anima and beat this dungeon. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching these videos. Please leave in the comments below if you find these helpful or not. If there's any information you feel that I'm leaving out or anything you think that can make it a better video overall. Make sure to hit that like icon. Leave lots of comments so I can answer each and every single one of them. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun. Play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.
Well, Nathan, I just want to make it clear once and for all, in case you didn't know, the devil's in the details. And idle hands at the devil's workshop. So make of that what you will.
This is Clementine, and the devil's in the details.
What up, it's Bam Margera, giving a shout out to Devil Dog Gaming, and the devil's in the details. Yeah, man.
Nate, Discord here. I don't know where you are, but I'm in Los Angeles, and I think you can see it in the background. On a beautiful day. So when are we all going to get back together again? Who's to say? The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. Yes, the devil is in the details. Wouldn't you say?